Welcome to Springtown Meeting Preview. I'm Sean Gadim, Town Administrator for the Town of Seekonk. This is our second show where we go through the warrant articles for town meeting. This year, Springtown Meeting has 15 warrant articles. I'll run through each article, giving you a better explanation of what you can expect to vote on at Springtown Meeting. Just as a reminder, Springtown Meeting will be on May 9th at 7 p.m. at the Seekonk High School. Last town meeting, we introduced new voting remotes. We'll be implementing those as well. And for this town meeting, we have something a little special. We put a QR code on our warrant. So if you take your phone, the camera, hit the QR code, take a picture of that, it will bring up a link to the town meeting site, which will give you everything from the budget presentations to the actual budget documentation, plus warrant articles as well. Or you can go to the town website. At some point, it will be under news and notices right at the beginning of the front of the town website. Or you can go to boards and committees under the Board of Selectmen. If you click on the Board of Selectmen over on the left-hand side, that menu, you'll see a guide for Springtown Meeting. Again, you'll be able to look up your precincts. You'll also be able to get the budget presentation slides that I presented to the Board of Selectmen and the Finance Committee. And then you'll also see a video of my presentation to the Board of Selectmen and Finance Committee. Article 1 is just a report of all the building committees and town committees as board members go up and give a report to the town meeting, at which point we would accept that and place that on file for official record. Article 2 is the budget. That's the most important article of the night, which is for fiscal year 2023. This is where we'll be voting on the operational budget for the town of Seekonk as well as the school department. After this program, we will be running the budget presentation that I presented to the Board of Selectmen and to Finance Committee. And as I mentioned earlier, that is also available on the website if you want to review that again and also follow along with the slides. Article 3 is our annual warrant article for setting and voting on the salaries for elected officials and board members. And this is for the Board of Selectmen, School Committee, Board of Assessors, Planning Board, which is was new last year. This is the second time we'll be voting on a stipend for the Planning Board. The Zoning Board of Appeals, the Town Clerk, who is an elected official, and that's an annual salary for her. And then the Board of Registers members as well. Article 4 is looking for authorization from town meeting to pay prior year invoices. We had 2 prior year invoices, so the fiscal year starts in July 1st, goes through June 30th. So last fiscal year, we had 2 invoices for KP Law, who's our town council, that was omitted. So we owe for April of 2021 and June of 2021. So it does require approval from town meeting to be able to appropriate monies and also pay for those prior year bills. Article 5 is an appropriation of the dog licenses. So we're looking to appropriate revenue coming in from dog licenses and appropriate it for expenses for dog licenses so that animal control is able to utilize that money. Article 6 is the final payment of a 4-year lease purchase payment of the fire department ambulance/rescue. That's coming out of ambulance receipts. So the monies that are collected through all the services that we provide for the ambulance, that goes into a special account. So we would be looking to take out $85,506.96 for a 4th payment, which would be the final payment of the lease purchase payment for the ambulance. Article 7 is the capital improvement plan request coming through the capital improvement committee. We have a number of capital items. We're looking to appropriate monies for the payment of the 7th year payment of a 7-year lease purchase for a fire engine. That totals $80,713. We've got a 5-year of a 7-year lease purchase payment for the second fire engine that we had, and that's coming out to $85,745. We have a new request for year 1 of a 3-year lease purchase payment of an aerial bucket truck to be used by the public safety departments, DPW, police, fire. That's the first payment is $70,000 for that. We have a request for the purchase of 2 sidewalk compact loaders, and this is going to be used for snow removal on our sidewalks. So we're looking for 2 sidewalk compact loaders. The total amount for that is $180,000. That's just a one-time payment of that. We're looking also for the purchase and equipment of 1 Tor Core aerator 648 for Parks and Rec and the public safety for our recreational fields to aerate the fields. And then we're also looking for Parks and Recs and Public Works, an infield machine that will take care of all our softball and baseball infields and raking of the dirt, and that was in the amount of $38,000. We're also requesting 2 unmarked police vehicles for the police department for a total of $100,000, and that would include the equipment of those vehicles. We're looking to install a computer server and firewall system for the public safety complex, and that's a total of $85,000. And then we're looking to purchase personal protective gear for replacement gear for the fire department, and that's just their turnout gear that they use for fires, and that is in the amount of $45,000. And then we're also looking to $43,000 for SCBA replacement program for the fire department. That's their breathing apparatus, the air tanks on their backs when they go into fires. And again, that's $43,000. And then the final capital request is for the school department, and that's to purchase and install wireless clocks and a paging system in all the school buildings, which will replace the current system that is outdated and in need of repair. And that totals $195,000. So the appropriation would be requesting that we take $303,458 from the municipal capital stabilization account, and then also appropriate $650,000 from our free cash to set aside for those purchases that were just mentioned above. Article 8 is the Community Preservation Act, and this will be presented as usual by John Alves, who's the chairman of the Community Preservation Committee. CPA is really just a smart growth tool that helps communities preserve open space, historic buildings and developments, and then also helps to develop recreational facilities and also establish and help develop affordable housing. So each year the taxpayers are assessed 1.25% on their assessed value, and this was voted back in 2009. We have a low income exemption, so the 1.25% is only assessed on value over $100,000. So the first $100,000 you are not assessed for that. So that assessment comes directly to the Community Preservation Act. Roughly 188 communities out of 351 communities have already approved that in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. So that's roughly 53%. And again, we approved that in 2009. So we're looking to get that appropriation submitted to town meeting as we do on an annual basis at the spring town meeting. So we have $60,280 going to the Historic Resource Reserve. We have $60,280 going to Community Housing Reserve. We have $60,280 going to Open Space Reserve. And then we have $391,820 going to the FY23 budgeted reserve account, which would allow the CPC to be able to utilize and reappropriate that for any of the other 3 categories that were just mentioned. Article 9 is for surplus disposal. So every year at Springtown meeting, we request the town meeting to give the Board of Selectmen the authority to dispose of surplus material, either by selling it or disposing it if there's no value to it. Typically, we will put it out on an auction for bid on various items, whether it's equipment, computers, vehicles, things of that nature. Article 10 is snow and ice. Snow and ice is the only account in our general fund budget that is allowed by law to go into a deficit. Communities budget a very low amount, not knowing how much the expense is going to be for snow and ice, because it can vary year to year. So not to commit too much funding in the budget year, the Department of Revenue allows you to put in a limited number for a budget. So each year, we typically, if we have a good snowstorm, we'll run into a deficit. So this is the annual request to cover the deficit for snow and ice, and that amount is $176,185, and we're looking for an appropriation from free cash. Article 11 is a request to town meeting to dissolve two building committees. The first being the Banner Station Building Committee. That building has been complete. And then also the Police and Fire Public Safety Building Committee for the complex at headquarters that we have. So we would be looking for town meeting to dissolve those two meetings, as town meeting is the one that created and established those two building committees. Article 12 is a request for a new lease purchase of a new rescue. We're looking to appropriate the first payment, $95,000, for a 4-year lease. Our current reserve is a 2012 Ford 450. It has 135,000 miles. We have a lot of mechanical issues, so we're looking to trade that in and also purchase a new rescue. We were talking about a payment for a prior ambulance for a final payment. That ambulance will now be moved over to Banner Fire Station and become the main rescue there. And the rescue at Station 2 will then go into our reserve in the event to be used if one of our rescues breaks down or needs to be repaired for some reason. So that Station 2 vehicle will be a 2017 Ford 550, and that will be our reserve vehicle. Article 13 is a voter petition, so this was put in place by several voters, and it's to see if the town will vote to authorize the Board of Selectmen and the school committee to negotiate with qualified vendors for a lease agreement to develop solar panels on all our facilities and town-owned properties. Article 14 is a road acceptance. This is for Patriot Way at Brady Estates. There was a public hearing originally held on October 20th of 2021. Then that went back before the Board of Selectmen. The Board of Selectmen had some questions and concerns with the roadway, in particular with a parcel and the development. Time did elapse before things got rectified, so the Board of Selectmen held another public hearing on February 16th of 2022, and then also voted to approve the acceptance of the roadway, Patriot Way at Brady Estates. So we'll be going to town meeting, Article 14, requesting that the town approve Patriot Way as an official town-accepted roadway. And then Article 15 is a minor housekeeping article for one of our bylaws, the special event permit. So we're looking to strike in Section 4 of Category 27 special event permits, just the title Board of Selectmen. And what we're looking to do is really have the applicant who is looking to have a special event permit be the one who is required to send out special notice and by certified mail to all the abutters to notify the abutters of the special event that will be taking place. The way it currently reads, it would be the requirement of the town or the Board of Selectmen to send out that special notice. And typically with all our bylaws, we do request the applicant to notify abutters via certified mail. So we want to just be consistent with that and really just strike out the language that the Board of Selectmen would be doing that. And that's the completion of the warrant articles for Springtown meeting. If there are any questions as you go through this, or if you're reviewing this show, or if you go through the warrant articles and you have any questions or want any further information on any of the articles, please feel free to give me a call at the Town Administrator's office. That's 508-336-2910, and I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions, or the staff in the office will be able to answer the questions that you may have with the warrant articles. I hope to see you there on May 9th at 7 p.m. at the Seekonk High School. Thank you.